Hello everyone, this is Pam at the Paper Outpost, and I'm so happy to present to you Nature's Treasure, my latest completed nature journal. So here she is in all her glory, and I'd love to give you a flip through of her. So let me just tell you about her details. She is 9 by 6 inches. She has a 1¼ inch spine. She has a fabric cover, which is a hard cover, and it's made from scratch. The entire book is made by hand. The total pages are 104, not including added ephemera and all the extra flips and things like that. There's 2 signatures. She has spine jewelry. There's a bonus writing board and an extra notebook as well. So we'll go through all that. So let's take a peek. All right, so first of all, let me just show you the bonuses. She comes with this beautiful hand-designed writing board that you can place under any page in the journal for easier writing. And it's very hard, and it has metal corners. And she comes with this bonus notebook that is a handmade notebook, which is attached by ribbons and threads, and it's a collage on the outside, and it is a blank naked journal, so there is extra writing space. A journal within a journal, I guess you would say. It has stamping and coffee dyed papers and all similar items. Okay, so those are the 2 bonuses for this journal, and let's take a look at her. All right, so here she is, and she is bound with tattered cotton, and she has 2 little, let me just show you, dangles on the cotton, these clusters of, these are stone beads and some different fabrics together. And let me just undo her. This is removable completely. Okay. And she is free. Okay. Whoop. Nope. Got her stuck in the spine jewelry. Okay, there she goes. Okay. And I just added a little card here from the Paper Outpost. And it's just a little address card. And this is a watercolor ink and marker drawing that I added. It's signed by me in the corner, and that is in addition. And I thought you could, if you like to use that anywhere in the book or just keep that separate, that's fine. And she has, on her front cover, she has beautiful metal corner protectors on all 4 corners, and she has a metal book plate, and it says journal on the front. And she has this is cotton fabric with a plant botanical type theme. She's the same on the back. And she has a faux suede hidden spine here. The 3-hole pamphlet stitch is underneath there, holding the signatures in. And she has a little flower attached here. And she has a lovely piece of spine jewelry here, which let me just show you. All sorts of different ribbons and laces and threads and things that a bird might gather together to form a nest. That was my concept for this. See all the different things in there? All sorts of doodads, all sorts of jewelry and chains and flowers and whatnot. And this is easily removable. Okay. And let's go inside the journal. I've got my little helper here so I can show it to you more easily. Okay, everything's good? Yep. Okay. All right, so we go inside, and this is what we find. All right, let me just get her all organized here. And we're in view. Okay, good. So inside here, I have this multi-pocket tower here, and it's stuffed with all sorts of different little goodies, little tickets and journaling cards and whatnot. But in here, I've also tucked a coin. This is an old coin. I believe it's a pence. And Queen Elizabeth on the back. I'm thinking it might be from England, but I could be wrong. Anybody let me know. That'd be awesome. But I loved her beautiful copper colors. I thought she went really beautifully with the tones of the journal. I just was going to tuck that in there. And these are all removable. And back here, let me just show you that a little closer so you can see it. Okay. And tucked in behind her, she's actually a corner tuck, and there's a beautiful handwritten letter here This letter is written in 1934, or it was mailed in 1934. And it's hard to describe, but it's not fabric, but it has a finish on it that feels like fabric. It does have the original stamp on it, and the original letter inside starts with Dear Mother. There you go. So that might be an interesting one for the owner to peruse. Gotta love those Dear Mother letters, right? Always something interesting in there. Okay, here is a receipt for from 1898. And this is from the Whitman Barnes Manufacturing Company. And it's just neat. The beautiful color tones in this piece of paper I thought were gorgeous, and I wanted to put those near the front. And here is some, it's actually a handwritten receipt. This one is dated 1898. And it starts with, "Gentlemen, your letter of the 5th installment received," and it goes on. So it's just interesting to see how people used to handle their paperwork back then. Everything wasn't pre-printed. A lot of these things were handwritten, such as mortgage deeds and wills and things like that. So I love to get these in the hands of people so they can admire them as well. So much history there. I always include a little about this journal, which I've aged. It's a little note from the bookmaker explaining what the journal is, how it can be used, different thoughts and ideas on it, which is helpful sometimes if you're giving it as a gift and you might get squirrely face and people don't know what it is. This is a giant stamp that I made. Just having some fun. This is a reproduction of a piece of art that I did, and there's some writing space on the back here. And this actually comes, no, this doesn't come out as well, sorry. This is a greeting card that I turned into extra writing space. You may have remembered when we made this together. Okay, so it's backed with some cheesecloth, and there are signature page tabs in here. This one says Explore, and another one says Breeze. There it is. Breeze, so different references to nature. And this one says Life. Okay. All right, where were we? Here we are. All right, so this next page has a little something tucked into the top, and a lot of these little paper clips have little metal charms hanging from them. This one is a little key, but this is a little booklet inside for extra journaling space, such as something fun. And this is an auditor, I believe it's a receipt from 1888. These are the originals. They're not copies. They're not photocopies. And so this goes right in here as well for oogling purposes. Oogling and touching. Okay. So here is a nice collection of stamps we made in a multi-level shelf in a project that we did using up book pages with some stamping on the back here and a butterfly. Okay, some stenciling with a word from a plant book torn out here and placed in the corner. Here is the Upsy Downsy Tuck, and this is loaded with all sorts of goodies. Let me just show you what's in here. I love to pack these full. And behind it, I've just done some basic stamping, a cute little word, and there's that guy. Yes, he is a hedgehog. He is not a porcupine. I have learned my lesson. He is doing fine. He's a-okay. Here's a poem in here. We have some more ephemera. Here's a journaling card. Here is this is very, very thin airmail paper, if you remember that, in this blue color. It's just gorgeous. So it's written in here to gentlemen, and that was written in 1964. And this is a beautiful, I believe this is German, from a German book. And the page is just so lovely. I left it as is. This is a botanical, or not a botanical, this is a bird illustration from a book from the 1800s. The book literally fell apart. When I purchased it, it was just up, completely coming apart in pieces. The pages were crumbling, so I backed it on some coffee-dyed paper, and now you can write on the back and enjoy the beautiful illustration of that lovely little guy and his friend. There we go. Just some extra paper to write on, and those goodies. So I will put those back later. All right, here is a page from the first page of a book, and it was just such a beautiful page, and I used a lot of this book in here, so I wanted to honor that page. And here's one of the flowers that we made together. They were a lot of fun on a parchment paper. Here is a corner tuck made out of a botanical book page, and this is another one of those greeting cards turned into just something fun. I decorated the back. This one is a removable. This is of course very important. Wipe off the sticky honey jar before putting it back on the shelf. And more writing space inside, some music, and that easily goes here. This reveals more writing space. Much of the ephemera can be removed from this book. If you want a lot more writing space, just take everything out and the book will collapse quite a bit and you'll be able to use it for regular writing. So here is a flower clock that I designed, and it was just fun to do. Lots of stamping, lots of stenciling. Hi, Holly. Yes, Mama's doing a video. Okay. And here we have another corner tuck. This is it has a little fabric notebook in it. This is one of the postcards that we redesigned with some Edith Holden paper and just decorated up the back. How cute is that? And there's a giant big journaling card in here that says dream, just for fun. And there's a tiny little tuck card here. It's one of those tiny tags we made with a tiny little piece of paper for a journaling space there. More stamping, more coffee dyed pages, more stenciling, more mystery words. Here is a bookmark tucked into a burrito. Remember the classic burrito that we made? That was a while ago, wasn't it? Oh, come on. There we go. And here's some script stamp. I had to put this in here. Less is more. You think I would learn that lesson, huh? Okay, I need to remind myself of that one every now and again. We did some trim here with book tearing. Page that you can write around with some texture feel. Here's just a side tuck with, this is a receipt from 1937 about shelled walnuts that were coming from California. I thought that was kind of cool. Well, 1937, yep. Okay, here's some little rabbit feet running across the page. A little bird in the corner, mindful on the tracing paper page. And this is a bag. It has a little bit of a gusset in it. We made these together. And I just tucked in a few little fun things in here. There's a natural botanical card. Here is, I was doing a paint pour, and I got some extra paper from that and made a little tag out of it. And here is some old vintage Scantron from IBM, if you remember these. Or computer cards. Boy, that was a while ago, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. All right, so here is a big pocket that is removable. I do like to add a lot of removable things, so you can choose whether you keep them in there or not. And it has a raggedy on the inside. And this is just a collection or a collage of fun things. This was made on some direct mail, I believe. And I just decorated the envelope it went in. Put a little lace topper to it, and in it goes. And did some stamping here with the word appreciation. Always appreciating nature. And this is a little upper tuck. This is actually a decorated paper clip with some words on it, the date. And this is an envelope from Russia. I believe the stamping is still good. It hasn't been used. It's a pre-stamped. And I got a hold of a bunch of those once, and I thought that was kind of neat. So in they went, just for fun. And here is the center of the first signature, and it has this beautiful metal owl charm in the center, and it has a wooden butterfly here. Lots of inking. And here is a fun envelope. But he's asking, what can you do with these? Well, you can actually clip them and stuff them with all sorts of goodies. And let's see what I stuffed this one with. Oh, I got this cute little girl who's not too happy to be in this little buggy. She really wants to get out and run around, but that's a cabinet card. It's an original. And this is a bookmark and some extra writing and inspiration on the back there. These, I believe, are from the Ukraine. They were identification papers. Show me your papers. And so maybe somebody will recognize what these are for. I've had different answers, and maybe they're all different ones too. So something to do with sporting events, others to do with just general identification, but very neat. I got a whole bunch of them all at once. Here is, everybody needs one of these. What's this? A $25 billion Yes, in from the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. So, you know, I don't think it's going to go that far, but it's kind of neat just to see the green, and it's got the giraffes on it. So I thought it went with the nature theme, because nature shows up in many places in our culture, and it's fun to celebrate. So here is some onion skin. This is real onion skin paper, and this is a ledger paper from way back when. Let's see if there's a date on here. Nope, not sure if it is, but definitely an old piece, and it just has a wonderful feel to it. If you've never felt onion paper, definitely worth exploring. There's that little guy again, Hedgie. Yes, he's there. And so I'll put this guy all back in here. I don't want to forget where he was. Okay. There's a mushroom on the page, just some inking, going with the vintage antique theme. Okay. Some more tracing paper, more coffee dyed paper. This is a collage page that I just turned into a big side tuck, and it houses an Easter card, Easter greetings with love, Daddy. And often the cards back then, they would open up. So you can write all throughout this, and it would be your own little secret place. This has math on the back. And this is interesting. This is effective May 31st. You are relieved from active duty. So this was a very important paper in October of 74 to somebody. And I just thought that was a very interesting piece of ephemera. More stamping. And here's, this is a giant belly band, and I've tucked all sorts of little goodies in here. Let's see what we've got. We've got one of those postcards that we made, and here's how we did the back. It was actually an old Holiday Inn postcard, and I decided to leave that because I thought it was nostalgic. Hey, Holly Bear. I just gave him a snack too, I swear. Here's a botanical book page I just put in here for fun. I thought maybe somebody might like to do a few things of their own. Here's, I believe this is French, a French paper from a book page. And here is a beautiful piece of ledger from days gone by. And not sure of the date on this one, but definitely from an old book. I think it was from the 30s, if I recall. And oh, there's even more in here. Yeah, that's right. Oh, we made one of these. Remember this? This guy? Maybe if you remember it once I open them up. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. There he goes, big heart, covered in white gesso, and then you can write over the print. So that's a nice way to be able to use up your book pages. Cover them in white gesso, and then the pen will grab, the pencil will grab. Makes a nice writing space. A little prompt in there to get them started. Very pretty on the front and the back, and it has a cute little holder flower there to get it all in place. Here is a teacher's report card. This, yes, lovely woman named Jean, and how she did back in 1941, it looks like. It looks like she did all right, so everything's okay, don't worry. Here's an old B&W ticket. These were very popular for a while. And this is just layered on there with cheesecloth and all sorts of doots and doodads. And there's some modeling paste done here in silver. Very pretty, very fun. All right. And here is a... it has cloth across the top, but it's a tearaway notebook. It has a little story in the back here, some paper to write on, and then a very crinkly cooked coffee dyed piece of paper with a sticker on top and some sewing, lots of sewing here. And this side holds a cluster of goodies. Let me just take it off. It has a little star paper clip. And in here, you're going to get a little booklet with all sorts of little papers. Some are stenciled, some are just writing papers, and it's actually lined in fabric. That's a great way to strengthen your paper if you need it to be a little bit stronger. It has a little spine built into it, and it is sewn. This is a big bookmark. Okay, and I hung a key from it, and that's a great way to have a longer dangle from your bookmark. And here is a piece of a stock certificate. They came in pieces, not sure why. Oh, this is a classic, a $2 Bell Atlantic phone card. And this may still be good, I'm not sure. I don't even know if they still use those, but found them in a grab bag I acquired along my hunts. And it would be the journal owners now. And here's a little drawing from, this is a book page. It's actually a dictionary book page, style book page, and I just did some loose acrylic painting on there, just for fun. Oh, and it's actually a little booklet. Look at that. And you can write inside. So, yep, I forgot about that. Okay, so there's all those goodies in there. And, all right, well, we'll just put those back later. That's okay. All right, so in here, here's another little corner tuck. Here's some more ledger paper, and here's an old prescription from a physician many years ago. It looks like 1945. And here is a vintage postcard. I love this one. This is an old maple syrup farm. I believe it's Vermont. Vermont maple syrup, yep. Okay, so there you go. Yep. And we have in this big pocket this little guy that is from a botanical book page, very pretty. He's got some liquid pearls on the front, and he is this guy. I think these are closet doors, if I recall correctly. And a little space for writing on the inside. There we go. And here is an old check from 1914. All right. Very interesting ephemera. And there is some writing paper back here from an old stationery set. Yeah, some kind of fun stuff. All right, yeah, I hear you, Holly. Oh, here's some leaf skeletons. Somebody was asking me about those. I believe I got those in AliExpress. Did some stamping for the lining and some script stamp. And over here as well, this is an avocado dyed page. And this is a map that I made into a little booklet. And there's just several pieces of paper in here somebody can write on and have some fun with that. Little crocheted flowers, kind of working with the colors over here. And more writing space. Here's one of the flowers that we made. Here is a vintage seed packet, and this one has a bookmark inside of it, so you can do some extra journaling there. All right. And here we have, this is a corner tuck, which actually has something in it. It has a little journaling card tucked in it. And this is also one of those postcards that we made and we turned into something else. There was a napkin on here, stickers on here, liquid pearls, stickles, and on the back I put some stenciling so that you could have some places to write. Whoops, I'll just put you over there right now. And here you are. Here is a telegraph from 1890 something. Yes. And apparently somebody was trying to get somebody a message. So there you go. Here's an actual Western Union telegraph from the 1800s. Very neat. That's the way, that was email back then. Can you imagine that? Or texting or, you know, geez, probably even, I don't know about phone calls when they came in, but here's more writing page. Now we're going into some blue colors. So this journal, you're going to find lots of greens and blues and browns with a little splash of pink occasionally, but primarily greens, blues, and browns. And here is a double little pocket here, double envelopes with a flip out. There's a Michigan State lottery ticket here. And let me just show you a little closer. And I did some stamping on there. Here's an old cigar band, a butterfly sticker, and inside here is a vintage Victorian trading card. Okay, and then in here as well there's something, and these are pictures from the official board of something from 1906. So there you go. So all sorts of little surprises. These are lined in mathematical equations and stamped with leaves and whatnot. And so there you go. There's a little bunny there, and that one folds up. How am I doing? Butterflies with horoscopes on it. Here is some more writing paper. And here is a book page. It was the liner book page from 1941 of a book, and I just thought it was beautiful. Here's some gold leaves up here, going on to the second signature. Here's a dangly leaf, and this one is called Breezes. Here's some stenciling. This guy opens up for extra writing space. Here is an overstuffed side corner tuck made up of a botanical book page. And this little guy, he does this. Yes, he does. He does that, and there's extra writing space on the back. So he's a lot of fun with the birds and all. And here is an old vintage postcard, The Legend of the Crucifix Fish. That was kind of fun. And some extra writing paper. And a surprise butterfly and a quote up top. Here's a tearaway. These are little booklets that are inserted just for either texture, feel, eye appeal, or the journal owner may decide to tear a piece off and add it somewhere else in the journal to create their own art or their own expression of how they're feeling that day. Here's a texture-filled piece of fabric, multiple layers and papers glued onto the page. And this little guy he's an envelope booklet. He's made out of 3 envelopes, and he has 4 pages of writing, and then he also has, each envelope has been cut open on the side, and there is a cool little journaling card tucked in. So there's 3 cards there, and there's something on the back of each one of those cards. Here is a beautiful trim that I've made for the side of the page, and this one I left open on one side so the person can tuck their own things in there as well. And this is the blue page, I call it the blue spread. Here is writing paper, but these are actually also writing papers as well. This one opens up like this, like that. This one opens up like this, and this one like that. So there you go, extra writing space, bordered with some more beautiful botanicals. Here's the triple torn page tucks. So here's another journaling card. Some bling. Here is another bigger journaling card for more places to write. These are all botanically related pages. And here is the Treasurer of said township from 1886. This is another real piece of ephemera. Yes. At first I thought it said Helen Keller, but I think it says Alan Keller. Not sure. Oh, wait. Anyway, it's Helen. It's worth a lot of money. All right. Here's a giant belly band with just a nice collection of ephemera in here. And here is everything from, you've got a library catalog card. This is a lightning bug and everything you want to know about the firefly, or the lightning bug, as we used to call them back in Canada. An alteration card, a math card. Here is a piece of a receipt from 1890 something. A beautiful piece of paper someone may want to play with, and another flash card. So all these little goodies come together in this giant belly band of belly bands, which is made of fabric and different textures and things. It's fun to play with. Here's a piece of, this is wood, adding a different textural element nested on cheesecloth on a very wrinkly avocado-dyed paper and a sticker on the bottom. And here's some more stamping on tracing paper. Here's a Valentine card, and this is just a one lower tuck. And in here, there's also something about Maryland, a little card on that, and some other interesting little doodads all throughout to discover. Oops, sorry. And this is an old Victorian card. This is a handwritten. These are hard to find. These library cards with the handwriting on them. They're getting scarcer and scarcer. And here's a beautiful picture of a family. Yeah, all gathered together. How nice is that? And they are all clustered here. And this is a triple belly band. 1, 2, and I think, okay, maybe you were here. 3. There we go. 3 sections in there. So there's very many things you can tuck there. And, oh, this little guy is fun. He does this. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Doo-doo-doo-doo. Yep. So he's a little corner guy. He sits on the corner of a page, and then he can get clipped in, just for security's sake. And here's just a fun little pocket with some fun things in it related to nature. Fabric across the top. I'm going to try and get this done before 33 minutes so that it'll all be in one video. Yay! And this is another tearaway with just different related items. Some more botanical pages. Here's the center of the second signature, and this is the trim that we did with torn book pages and colored those. More writing paper. Here's another big envelope, and it has a pretty gessoed journaling card. So there's more room to write on the back. You could even write on the front of this because it does have the gesso in it. And here's an old cigarette card. Well, I guess tobacco is nature, right? But I didn't want to glue this one down because it had a lot of good writing on the back. So I thought I would leave that for the person to check out. These are little collectibles and they're kind of fun to check out. And here's some stamping. And this guy is fun. He is a two-sided giant pocket made out of 2 pages together. And there's a big birding card on the inside. So you can learn more about birds. And I just put a little tab on it that says life. And a little bit of bling there. Okay. More tracing paper, more writing paper. Yeah, very nice. That one is, oh, here, this guy. He's another one of these guys that does one of those for extra writing space. Very cute. It says positivity in the corner. Oh, and the upper one, he also does some fun stuff. He's another one of those guys, just wanting to do that. So there are a lot of actionable items in here. Things to explore, things to have fun with. It's more than just a look through. It's an activity book as well as a writing book. And all things to inspire and prompt you to write wonderful passages or just think wonderful thoughts or just have fun. Okay, so here is what I call the red page. And here are the tomato seed packet. These are vintage. And this was kind of cool. This is actually something, I don't know how you do this, but apparently you can mail this. There's the place for the stamp. And there, I don't know what that is, but I've got these on AliExpress. There were a whole bunch of leaves, and you can use them for different things. So I thought that was very pretty. And these are some real stamps related to mushrooms and owls. Very pretty. A little bit more ephemera and more writing pages, Post-it notes and such. So all sorts of goodies. Just, you know, you're going to be exploring here forever. And here is a vintage bus ticket. That's right. I think it's from Thailand, if I recall correctly. Here is another trim I created. And this one I glued down completely. So it's just decorative. And then the person could actually write here. And here's more trim here. And this is just a beautiful giant sticker this actually was. And I just thought it was really pretty. And it had a turkey on it, the American agriculturalist. So a little bit of farm, a little bit of nature, a good blend of everything here. And more writing paper, more stenciling done, some mushroom stickers. And almost done here. We are closing up. Here is a journal page and an old, if you remember those, the credit card receipt thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put the writing board and the notebook in the very back. So that will be housed there. So there you have her. She is called Nature's Treasures, and she is found in my Etsy shop. So please go over and check her out. And she would love to come home with you. And I hope to be talking with you very soon. We've got a lot more ideas coming for you. We have the Facebook group, which is now open. Please come and join us. We're having a lot of fun over there with challenges and whatnot. We're doing the podcast. That comes out every Tuesday and Thursday. I'm doing videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. I'm on Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And so that's pretty much it. All links below if you need any links. Take care, everyone, and happy crafting, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.